Hey there guys, what is going on? We have got Nuketown 1984, which is of course very, very exciting. Loads of people have been waiting for Nuketown, and I mean, very, very cool time to be playing this map. I mean, it's basically just the original Nuketown, but like made to look way shittier. Like, it's just old, it's run down, it's covered in graffiti, and it's actually a very, very cool vibe for the map. I like what they've done here. But we are going to be going through a little bit of a map guide here, showing you some spots that you might not be aware of. This was a recommended video from, I believe, the Cognizant Hawk. If I've got that wrong, I am terribly sorry. But, I mean, we're going to be doing a little bit of a map guide. I'm going to show you some spots that you might not be aware of, things that changed, or things that I noticed about Nuketown, because it is a little bit different to what I remember previously. So starting off here, we've got the A, B, and C flags. They are slightly bigger, I believe, or maybe smaller than what we are previously used to. I can't really remember. A flag just in the backyard here, B flag over on this particular car here in between these two options, and then the C flag at the back here. I believe they are fairly similar to how they have been previously. Jump up over the top. Yeah, that's fairly similar size to what we've seen previously. So the first thing that I have noticed in Nuketown this time is, of course, the cars there and the car there. They don't blow up anymore. You can chuck a Semtex at them, you can chuck a C4, whatever you do like. They don't blow up anymore. So you are way more safe back here than you've ever been before. This isn't going to blow up because it is already sort of rusted out and gross. And essentially that car also doesn't blow up either. That is a little bit of an interesting change that they decided to make here. I guess the grenade spam probably was going to be a little bit much if they made these blow up. But I felt like that was an easy way to clear out a camper on this particular truck here especially. Like, a lot of people do sit over here and just go pew, 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 up there, up there. It's a very good power position. Now, this truck not blowing up, I mean, once it's blown up, it's very usable. But yeah, this truck blowing up or not being able to be blown up is a fairly significant change to the map. Something else that I have noticed from previous variations of the map, this particular option, depending on the game mode, these bookshelf slash chair things are not actually present. I noticed this the other day when I actually did try and lay down. I believe in different game modes, these aren't there just to protect the B flag a little bit better from like that position there, maybe that position over there. So I tried to lay down here and I remembered, like, muscle memoried my way down here and I'm like, hang on a minute, there's nothing cover here. And yeah, so they are present on some game modes and I believe it does change depending on the game mode, or they changed this and made it so it's appearing in all game modes. But the B flag is fairly easy to hold once that long sightline is blocked off, so that may be the case there. Another interesting sightline that I have seen, of course, is this one over the back, or the top of this bus rather. You can essentially see all the way from the back of this bus into that window there. So if you do come out here with a sniper, you run up and you can pretty much just see that long sightline there. I'm not sure if this was there previously or it's something that I just haven't noticed, but I mean, you can always just shoot up, get a sniper over here, pop up and peek out somebody at that sort of little bit of a vantage point back there. So this is a very, very important thing to know, that you can actually be shot from back here. I'm not sure this was a thing before, but it is at the moment. Another longish sightline that you will want to take use of is, of course, this one. I do believe this did exist in the past. You can walk out a fair distance on this little balcony ledge thing here, and you can get a fairly nice long little side picture if we can actually manage to stand on this thing without. So yeah, you get a nice look at the B flag. You can chuck a Semtex or an explosive grenade down there. You see all the way into the backyard. You can lean out pretty far. This is pretty effective with a sniper as well. You can basically see all the way into the backyard there, which is of course a very, very nice option. Now, on most Nuketown maps, they do have a little track for the RCXD, if that is in the game. Essentially, it runs all the way back around, and if you follow it through there, I could show this with an RCXD, but I'd have to get the kills and I'd have to change the game mode. I just know that it does run all the way back there, and you can bring it all the way through here, and you can send it through this little doorway here and blow up somebody at the back of the C flag. That is important to know. Of course, you can always jump up between these two locations here. If you are looking to get up on the actual balcony quite quickly, you just do a double jump up the top there, and you peek out there. You peek out the top window, look over the back to the back courtyard there, as you can see, and that's a pretty good spot there. Now, an interesting position that you can take, of course, is to jump up here. And typically, if you are coming from this side, you manage to get into this building and there's people still spawning on the C flag, you can come out here and you will usually find someone there in this particular spot pretty much every time. This is a very good power position to shoot at the B flag. Come around here, you just peek out, you can see all the way through there. It's even a good position to sort of take and look at the C flag. But for the most part, people will not recognize that you are there, and they will be able to sort of be an easy kill for you if you do look at there and peek down on them. You can also, as I just showed, you can jump up from here, jump up on here, and then jump up to the balcony, get a nice easy kill there. And you can also come across here, you can shoot from the balcony, shoot the B flag. A lot of the time people won't check up here. You are very exposed from like these particular situations, but if people don't actually recognize that you're there, you can get some easy kills up here just by sort of shooting on people who don't actually recognize that you're up here, and it's a pretty good spot. I can't actually remember if these two locations were a thing previously. Like, this little hidey hole here may have been there before. The fence might have been slightly different, but I don't actually remember this one with the fridge and sort of this location here. And then I've actually been killed by somebody hiding in this corner as well. So I came around here, didn't realize he was there, and he was just sitting in this corner just waiting for me to peek out. So just know there are a lot of little corners on this particular side of the map that you can sort of sit in, maybe sort of peek towards the C flag, jump in behind here, maybe move back here as well, do a similar style thing, but you are fairly open to the other side of the map. Of course, something that you might not know is you can jump up on this particular sign here, jump up on the guy's head, and jump from the balcony straight away. That's a very nice little way to get up here. Or, of course, you can use the very similar ladder style structure that they set up over there, jump up here, get a nice easy kill into this particular balcony here. Now, a lot of people will try and put their field microphones and stuff in this little dark corner here. I believe on certain game modes, sometimes there is a mannequin that spawns here, or maybe that is just a random spawning. You can put your field microphone down here, and it is in the darkness. It's a little bit tricky for people to see, so if they come up the stairs, they might not see it. So that is a little bit of an interesting spot to put a field microphone. Notice that that sightline is, of course, blocked there, but you can sort of see through that window. I'm not sure if that is bulletproof or not. You might be able to get a cheeky little peek on people. Like, getting through there, you might be able to get a pick on them. But for the most part, from the windows, of course, you know how Nuketown works. You can see pretty much the entire map. Shoot across there, shoot through that, come around the back here, jump off, come through the garage, hold people in spawn. Another thing that I see people doing a lot, you have to, guys, you literally have to stay out of the backyards. If you're in the backyards and you're trying to hold a spawn trap, you go into the backyards, the spawns will flip and it'll ruin it for your teammates. So just stay in the houses, hold the head glitches. Like, of course, you hold up on these boxes here, you come up and sit in here, wait for people to come through there. If you are trying to hold the C flag as like a little bit of a corner trap thing, a little bit of a spawn trap, don't go in the backyard. Just chill, wait for people to come to you, shoot him in the back corner there, coming through the kitchen, shoot him in the back there, move around. Like, just stay in the building. Like, just stay out of the backyard, because the spawns won't flip if you're just sort of chilling. You're minding your own business and you're trying to stay out of the spawns. That will stop them from flipping. Of course, you can actually jump over this little fence here. You can jump onto this little barrel here, jump over here like you normally can, but it is not a great position to be in. I mean, it can take people by surprise if you do it in the right situation. You can maybe jump up on there, get a little kill, but most of the time you are going to get killed before you can actually do anything meaningful back there. Another pretty good spot for a field microphone or a piece of sort of field upgrade equipment. Check him in this corner here. It is overlapping with the one we've got upstairs right now, but another good spot. That's in a fairly similar position. People are very likely to just run past. It's just like yada yada yada, not looking in the corner there. Very dark corners on this map, so if you are chucking stuff in these particular corners here, you should be able to cover a decent amount of the map with your field microphone. A lot of people, of course, do sit in this corner. As I mentioned earlier, it's a very easy spot to get shot from, so this is not the best spot to sit. Like, if you are going to sit in this corner, just know you'll probably have to move very, very quickly away from it as you do get pushed, basically, as soon as people know you're there. The best thing to do is probably move up to the truck, shoot people there, maybe come in behind here, hit a little reload, take a little second to sort of work out what's going on, peek up again, a couple little shots through there, a couple little shots in the window, maybe someone's walking across there, nice easy kill on them. Then you can sort of like peek on this pole here, get a little sight line through there, peek out wide on them, you know. You got sightline options in this particular spot here, but like I said, do not just sit in these corners here. People sit in them all the time. They just sit there, wait, and they will eventually get picked off. So you want to be constantly moving up, moving around the map, sort of taking better positions and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not just a map where you can just go la 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 la, sprint, because at the moment, I mean, this has always been the case. People are complaining about it at the moment. People always sit in these sight lines. Like, people will just sit here and wait for you to walk out into the open. And that's not specifically a Cold War thing. That is a Nuketown thing. People have been doing this literally for years in every single generation of the game. Just wait for people to walk across there. They'll be sitting in these spots, as I mentioned earlier, sitting in this spot here, just waiting for people to come out and shoot them as they do run across. So just know, it's not just a map you can just sprint. Just keep running around and you'll eventually get picked off by somebody sitting in one of these positions. And that is not ideal. Of course, they have thought about protecting this spawn slightly like they normally do. This is fairly well covered by this particular spot here. You can't even fight back from there. So if you do look at this particular position from something like this, like spot here, you can't really shoot into that back spawn. Like, you can a little bit, but it is fairly well covered by these particular options. So if you are, basically all you have to do is just sort of push out wide and actually don't just sit there forever, because you will get eventually taken out. Like, that is just how it goes. you pretty much get taken out from the spawns if you are getting spawn trapped, which does happen fairly often on this map if the enemy team is playing well. They eventually will sort of try and spawn trap you. That is the idea of this particular map. Eventually, you'll just get the advantage, and you can do whatever you can to sort of stop them from getting out of their spawn. You can also, of course, climb on top of the bed. I actually don't know of any implications apart from maybe... I mean, that is actually like something you can just walk through. The only implication of this is that you can shoot down onto this particular spot here. Like, you can almost get a shot on the truck if you peek out, like, just far enough. You can just see the edge of the truck there. So, this is the only way you would actually use this. Like, that is, like, the only use. It doesn't actually do anything other than that. You can maybe get a little snipe on people back there. Can you shoot through that? You can maybe a little snipe. Maybe. It's not super likely that you're going to get a shot from back there, but it is a thing that can happen. I think that's pretty much it, guys. The rest is sort of something that everybody pretty much already knows. Nuketown has been a map that has widely been covered already a lot of the time. Most things have been discovered, and this is a little bit of a different style. I mean, there was the one that you could run along this big wall that was up there, and that was fairly interesting. But I mean, it's fairly similar to how it used to be. Always plays pretty much exactly the same, mostly just trying to spawn trap people in the sort of backyards and stuff like that. But for the most part, really, really good version of Nuketown, in my opinion. It looks really nice. It's basically the old one with the greenhouse, yellow house, but it looks way shittier. So it's very, very cool to sort of do something like that in this particular game. And it's a lot of fun. So hopefully this video did help you out if you are struggling with some of the sort of finer nuances of Nuketown. Maybe you're new to the game, you've never played a Nuketown before. So this hopefully will help you out. Thank you very much for watching this one. I do appreciate it, of course. Thank you to the Cognizant Hawk for this particular video idea. I do appreciate that. I might do other sort of maps in this sort of little bit of a series. Might turn this into a series. Let me know if you do want to see more of these, and I will get around to making them for sure. Thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!